Ares has arrived.
I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate AI soldier.
He is biblically strong and supremely intelligent.
You think you're in control of this? You're not.
On October 10th.
What are you?
My world is coming to destroy yours, but I can help you.
The war for our world begins in IMAX. Tron Ares, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters October 10th. Get tickets now.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. That's why you need Shopify. They'll help you create a convenient, unified command center for whatever your business throws at you, whether you sell online, in-store, or both. You can sell the way you want, attract the customers you need, and keep them coming back. Turn those what-ifs into why-nots with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer. That's shopify.com/special offer.
Only Murders in the Building, Season 5.
The hit Hulu original is back.
The night Buster died, he was talking with this mobster.
Was he killed in a hit?
We need to go face to face with the mob.
Get ready for a season.
Buongiorno, signore.
Oh, this is how I die.
You can't refuse.
You're gonna save the day, like you always do, by being smart, sharp, and almost always by mistake.
The Hulu original series, Only Murders in the Building, premieres September 9. Streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply. New episodes Tuesdays.
Pie in the Sky Media.
Three, two, one. Hello, Criminal Mischief Nation. Welcome back to another bonus episode of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. I feel kind of abused verbally by Carolyn so far today. She's lashing out at me.
Because I've kind of given you a compliment and then ripped it right out from under you. Okay.
Listen, you could hear it in her voice. She's lashing out. She's making fun of me for being kind of folksy or nostalgic, and turning that compliment into, the strike from a rattlesnake. So I'm okay with it. I'll move on and I'll forgive her. But I think she needs to talk to somebody about her anger. So welcome back to another bonus episode. I'm Branden, co-host, along with the lovely and talented Carolyn Osorio. Carolyn, hello. How was your week?
Oh, it was great. I went and saw Downton Abbey this weekend.
Really? You're the one. Okay, cool.
What? No, there was tons of people. In fact, I came out, we went and saw a matinee.
Oh, really?
And this guy was like, well, because Friday night, it was sold out. The only seats that were left were like right in the front. And I'm like, no.
Shit. See,
so
I don't understand the Downton Abbey phenomenon. I never watched the show, but I heard it's amazing. I just didn't. Wow, really? Was the movie any good?
It was great. It was funny because my husband was like, okay, I'll go. Because he does this thing where he's like, Downton Abbey. He loves to kind of like, make fun of it, right?
Yeah.
It's so good. And, I am like a Pride and Prejudice girl, Emma. I mean, I love that kind of,
sure.
Mr. Darby,
Oh, God.
Anyway, it was.
In the wet shirt from the movie that like, whoa.
Okay, clearly you like it too.
No, I actually haven't seen it. I'm aware of how, just lewd that was, how salacious that was for him to be in a wet shirt. Whoa, Colin Firth, sexy white man.
Okay,
right?
And that's so fantastic. It's so great. The imagination is like so much better than just
I get it. It's
like Jaws. It's like the shark in Jaws. They kept messing up, and so they just our own imaginations.
Watershed moment in cinema. Yes, agreed. And Colin Firth is really good. Incredible. Colin Firth is amazing. I love everything that he's done. I think he's terrific.
I know it's fantastic.
It's terrific.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love all that.
What else is out this week? Oh, I've heard that.
I cannot wait to see the thing with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
is that
yeah.
What you're thinking?
Yeah. One something after another. One battle after another. Paul Thomas Anderson is one of the best to ever do it. He's such a great American director in general. No, but I've heard one of my favorite Stephen King stories is The Long Walk, and I hear that movie is brutal. My brother
I don't
saw
want
it.
to see that because it looks way too brutal. But what I do
No
want to
blue.
see
Yeah, is
is the one with the guy who played in Top Gun, the reboot. Oh, I don't know what his name is, but it's about he's on a game show where he has to survive. That just looks so good to me. Have you seen the previews for that?
hold on. The Running Man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Glenn Powell. The Running Man's also Stephen King, but writing as Richard Bachman, and it's a
I
remake from
I
'89.
I know.
Schwarzenegger did it, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I get it,
How does it
but
look? I haven't
it
seen the
looks
previews.
fantastic, and he looks
Really?
so. It looks like it's just going to be like really, really, really. See, the difference between the first one that you mentioned
Yeah.
with the Stephen King is that it's going to be really brutal, and people are just going to be blown up and die and everything. But this other one, he's going to be crafty, and he's like super charismatic, and he's going to, I just feel like there's going to be action, but there's also it's going to be funny, and so I think it looks really, really good.
Well, the first movie, the Schwarzenegger movie, differed a lot from the book. A lot. Like in the
Mhm.
movie, they were sequestered, I guess, in a game zone, right?
Yeah.
In the book, you have the city. You're just go
Yeah.
out there like
Yeah.
anywhere, which was crazy. So
Mm.
King had a much bigger sandbox to like play around in, and there were some moments in the book where you're squirming or you're panicking from claustrophobia or whatever, and so
Mhm.
it was written in the '80s, and the
Mhm.
ending of the
Well,
book, in the end of the book, Ben Richards
mhm.
hijacks a
Mhm.
plane,
Mhm.
okay, and crashes it into the huge skyscraper that houses the network that runs the game show and kills everybody. Like before
Mhm.
9/11,
Oh my
like
gosh.
King envisioned
Whoa.
that. Yeah. It was,
Wow.
yeah, it was,
Wow.
yeah,
I can't remember if I've read that one, but I remember the one that's the same kind of thing where the Thinner. Did you read Thinner?
of course, with the Gypsy Curse.
It's
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes his writing is so it's visceral in a way that it's really hard to take, and that was that.
Yep.
So I feel like this
Well,
reboot of Running Man is going to be.
just read The Stand.
I
Read,
have read The Stand.
right.
I
I mean,
know it's.
The Lincoln Tunnel sequence. People
Yeah,
like had to put the book down and go throw up. I mean, it
I
was
know.
just getting out
I
of
know.
that tunnel was, oh,
I know. He's so good. He's
yeah.
so good.
And to
But
think that there's
I'm
a,
more.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
No, go
so there's
ahead.
a number of years in there and a number of novels where he was such a raging alcoholic that he doesn't remember writing them.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If
I guess I didn't know
anybody,
that about Stephen King.
anybody's a Stephen King fan, if you have to read his book called On Writing,
On writing.
where he describes his process. And
Yeah.
halfway through writing On Writing, he got hit by the
Mhm.
car.
I
And
know.
so,
You,
yeah.
you know what stuck out to me on the on writing is that weird, I think he was like working in some carpet warehouse or something, like some really dismal job, some
Mhm.
warehouse, like, and he had like his rejection list that he
Yeah,
would
for
just like
Carrie, for the manuscript for
like
Carrie. Yeah.
yeah, and then but I mean so many other, so many rejections, so many, and then his wife, he threw it away, and his wife fished it out and was like, no,
Yep.
this is really good. So anyway, it's great. I totally recommend On Writing too. It's great.
Well, speaking of horror stories,
Oh
we've
my gosh, I knew you were gonna. Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't see this. It's so recent. When you said May of 2025, I'm like, oh, she misspoke, whatever. But no, it's May, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And
No, it's been all over. It's been all over.
yeah, see, but I was
You know,
distracted by that story out of New Zealand with the guy who was living off grid with his kids, and they just killed. He
yeah,
just
for
died in a
4 years.
shootout. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
that guy. Oof. Just on a four-wheeler, just robbing people to stay alive because for the first couple of years, friends were helping them out and giving them supplies and stuff, and then that help stopped, so he had to start burglarizing places, and yeah, and he killed him.
So I haven't been following that, but why did he take the kids? Do we know?
I don't know. No, I don't know, but
Okay.
it's so sorry. It's not at all similar to this story. It's just a guy with three kids. Uh, wanted his kids to stay alive and live with him and, and teach them the mountain ways and living off the grid, and was successful at it for a long time. But you see how hard it is to live off the grid, even if you know what you're doing and to feed a family. Like, it's not like you're going to, I'm going to farm and I'm going to do this and everything. It's so difficult to live that way, without any modern conveniences at all, and so it really makes you tip your hat to the pioneers, man. Whew,
They
Well,
were
look,
a different stock.
yeah, the Native Americans had been doing it in harmony with nature for thousands of years, right? But when you get, soft white people who think they're badasses, get them on the Oregon Trail and they learn fucking quick. It is no picnic out
The
there.
Donner Party learned real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
So this guy Travis, what's his name? Travis Decker,
Travis Decker. Yeah.
still on the run,
Yeah.
still on the run, and so it's such a sad story. Obviously, with the three kids that I'd rather not really get into, but just putting yourself in the position, the point of view of the mom, that little knot in the stomach when, oh, he didn't call when he said he would, and he always does, like, uh-oh, like right away panic. And nothing against, I know that people become homeless for different reasons, but I'm surprised that there wasn't some kind of a restriction because of his status as being unhoused. Like, where do you go with the kids? I'm not saying he shouldn't be able to see his kids, but
Well, there was the restriction on there where they were able to have sleepovers, and then once he was unhoused, then that was restricted because they need to have a safe and secure place to sleep. And so that's where the visitation of just the Friday and then every other weekend they had 8 more hours together.
right.
So
So
that's
for 8 hours, like,
so
you
it
just get
was
in his car,
restricted.
drive around, like go to Chuck E. Cheese or something, I guess.
Well,
Or
yeah, and I think it sounds like, he did a lot of things with them. He went to a lot of their events. And so
yeah.
when they didn't show up at the 5K the next morning, that's when, it was already alarm bells were ringing, but then that really was again.
So,
Um,
here's the question, because what you just described was a great dad, right?
mm,
Goes to
mhm,
events and
mhm,
does stuff, and and
mhm.
fights for his visitation, and understands, the restrictions now, and all that. He doesn't sound like a murderer, right?
I know, and that's what she was saying. She was like, he's never
Okay, so
done
that's my
anything like that.
question. So
Yeah.
why do we assume, myself included, that there's a knot in her stomach and that alarm bells started going off? Like, wouldn't those alarm bells mean, whoa, maybe something happened to all four of them? Maybe there was a car accident. Maybe there was a this or that. Like, or did they immediately go, he did something terrible? Oh shit, I know it.
No, I mean, according to the court documents that I read, I laid it out exactly what they knew as they knew it, and what she said to them, which was, we had a civil divorce. These are the visitation rights. He is in violation of that. He should be back. She didn't, in this document, say what it was that she specifically thought had happened, other than she wanted to find her children, and he was not answering his phone. And I think that there's, this gut level instinct of like, he was really quiet. What's going on? If there would have been an accident,
Right.
they would have heard on the news, oh, there was this accident. If they would, he wasn't supposed to take them out of Wenatchee Valley. So it's like, I think that she must have sensed like this, there's no reported accidents. Where is he? Why is he not picking up the phone? You know?
So they don't have any motive from this guy, right?
I mean, I think that, they looked at the, the parenting plan. And although she said that, they both agreed to it, he didn't sign it. So, I mean, they're looking at a lot of these little details, which, in retrospect, probably seem huge. If you're not signing a document, it's basically saying, I don't agree with the document, right?
Yeah.
And then, the
Or it's
fact
some
that
kind of
he,
leverage, power play kind of thing. He feels a little bit in control because he's got power over his own signature, and she can't move forward with something until he's. It's not necessarily that he disagrees with it. It might just could have just been a power play, but who knows?
It's when they in absence of really
Yeah.
any evidence at this point that we know of, you have to look at these things and try to, I'm sure that's what these profilers are looking at to try to determine what's going on. And obviously a huge red flag was that he reportedly had PTSD untreated and was having mental health issues. And um you know, I, I just don't, as the sheriff had said, there's nothing that can excuse what happened here. The motive as to what the motive is. There's nothing. There's so it's just really tough. It's really hard to wrap your head around these kinds of crimes.
What are the chances in your mind that he's alive versus, he ate his gun and he's laying in a ditch somewhere in the woods where no one will ever find him?
I definitely think he's alive.
Really?
I definitely think he is. Yeah.
Oh, I put it less than 50%. Okay. Why do you think he's
The
alive?
reason, because I think that based on his internet searches, based on the fact that he left his truck there with his um we don't know, he could have had a second vehicle where he just drove off. I think
Right.
that's unlikely. I think, he could have a cache, like that Peter Keller. He
Oh,
could
yeah.
have stashed a bunch of stuff
Nice
in the
reference.
woods.
Nice reference, by the way, to that episode. That's still one of the craziest
Yeah.
episodes.
I
So
know.
you
So
think
it's
he
like,
might have crossed into Canada and he's living in the like Saskatchewan fucking wilderness?
or he knew that they were, it's just, we don't know because we don't know what his how smart he is or anything like that, because that whole thing, he had to know they're gonna look up my internet search, right? If my internet search says how to get to Canada, jobs in Canada, that's gonna, is that misdirection or is that really what he was planning on doing? you know um so he hasn't been caught. And if you were gonna take your own life, wouldn't he do it right there or nearby?
Oh, that's what John
you
Wilkes
know
Booth did. John Wilkes
what?
Booth left his entire escape route open on the bed in his hotel room because he had such confidence that they would be so far ahead that they would like never catch up to him. Okay. And then the investigators, when they found it, they're like, he's too smart. There's no way he would leave his route. So we're not going to follow it. Okay. But then Booth breaks his leg and has to veer off of his route. Okay. So the investigators wound up just through dumb luck, kind of being in the right area at the right time through no, good ideas of their own. Yeah. Crazy how things happen. But,
I mean, I just think that he would know how to. I mean, he lived off the grid for 2.5 months on his own,
yeah,
and I think that, y-
I think
yeah,
PTSD or not, lunatic or otherwise, unless you're a full blown schizophrenic that is completely divorced from any type of reality, you can't outrun the guilt of murdering your three daughters. Okay. So I think that is caught up with him and that he's somewhere dead in the woods and that we're never going to find him.
I don't, because if he was capable of doing, and I know you don't want to get into the details of
All right.
the way that he,
Yeah.
the way that he did it with the zip ties and the plastic bags, like if you're capable of doing that to your own children, you're capable of anything,
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
you know?
Wow. Well,
I mean,
I hope he's suffering somewhere if he's alive. And like he ate like the wrong mushroom and is dying a painful, torturous death alone in the woods somewhere. That's what I hope is happening. But
well, I just hope that if he did take his own life, as you said, and if, I hope that they find him. I hope that
yeah.
that he comes and faces justice, or that at least the family knows what happened, I hope that. But like with the cadaver dogs, if he would have been anywhere nearby, they would have sniffed him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just, but I think that the thing that makes me, um, the only thing that can give any kind of, I don't even know if comfort is the right word, but just how they have organized all these organizations coming together to continue the search, to continue, they're leaving no stone unturned. They're all getting, they're all playing nicely together, and all these different, FBI, all these organizations to find him, and hopefully they will.
The police officers, the clips that you used, they seemed very determined. They seemed very confident, and again, good cops, the kind that I'd want investigating something for me.
Well, and yeah, I mean I think that's you said that so much better than what I just said, but that's what I feel. I feel like, whenever they're talking about, well, why haven't you found him? He's like, you know what? We're frustrated. We want to find him. We're doing everything we can. We, being accountable for it, but like, we don't want to glorify him.
235 square mile. We had a lot of rugged, blah, blah, blah. Like, but it never sounded like an excuse. It just sounded like this is what we're dealing with, and we're dealing with it. We know the terrain, take care of it, and we'll figure it out. But let's talk about your interview for a second. Because I liked what she said kind of towards the end. She said two things, and I know I was going to forget it. It's two things. It was like, if you think you're hearing voices, right? That was okay. Like, what do you do with that? And what was the first one? Like, if you think you're being told what to do?
Yeah, like, God told me to do this.
Right,
I need to.
Yeah. That because that's a lot. That's one of my anti-religion arguments when it comes with the serial killers. No, when it comes to serial killers, right? Like, because Richard Ramirez, Satan is telling me to do it. All right, he's not going to stop then because he thinks he's, Berkowitz, a demon, a supernatural power is telling me to go kill these young women in New York, right? So you can't talk him out of it because he's like, oh, you don't understand. I'm answering to a higher authority right now, and only I can hear him, and and that is a lot. That's the supernatural kind of argument, and there's no arguing that.
But I don't think either of them were diagnosed with schizophrenic.
No, I don't think they were schizophrenic. Maybe, with Ramirez, it could have easily been his drug-addled, psyche that just, was delusional. And Berkowitz, there's all of these conspiracy theories that he was, an MK Ultra like reject, that he, undiagnosed something or other. But you hear his interviews today, and he's complete. It's like talking to your grandpa. Like, he's super lucid, and he's like, nope, I don't want to get out. I deserve to be where I am. And I'm, ministering to, damaged men in prison. I'm helping them find Jesus and all that. And he sounds totally normal. So
I just wondered, to her point, if he's on medication.
I maybe like he's taking a Thorazine cocktail every afternoon with his lunch.
Like Andrea Yates, yes. she killed her kids, and it's like she does. It's the same thing. She's obviously getting treatment because she was committed to a mental institution, and it's like,
I don't think Berkowitz isn't in a mental facility. He's just in a prison in New York.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you did a deep dive in that, so I didn't know along your journey if you'd found out that if he.
No, the change came for him when he enlisted because he wanted to go fight in Vietnam, but by the time he got through basic, the war was over, and he got sent to the DMZ in Korea instead, and there was nothing to do there. There's nothing to do. So his platoon, they just got into acid, and he was doing all this acid. And when he got back, everyone was like, he is a different dude. It's a completely different dude. And so the acid and the military and all that, that's why people started thinking MK Ultra, and his stark, what completely different personality and everything. He wasn't hanging out with his old friends or with family or with anything, and then he started killing people within a year. So,
and those who don't know, describe MK Ultra. I mean, it's insane. Like,
MK Ultra is the fact that MK Ultra exists isn't a conspiracy theory. Like, you can read,
I know,
unredacted documents about it. It was a government attempt at Cold War Manchurian candidate mind control stuff. If they could make a super soldier and activate you from a normal life to, okay, now I'm an assassin because a political leader, it happens to be coming into my town. So I'm going to get activated and I'm going to fearlessly go after and commit this assassination or whatever. That part gets a little grandiose of how it would be applied. But,
Hey, Criminal Mischief Nation. So fall is in full swing, which means it is the perfect time to refresh your wardrobe. And that's where Quince comes in. Quince has all the elevated essentials for fall. Think 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50. Wow. Washable silk tops and skirts. And of course, my go-to during the fall, perfectly tailored denim that you can dress up or down. And at prices, I'm going to be honest, feel a little too good to be true. But here's the thing. Quince partners with ethical, top-tier factories, so there's no middlemen. And then they pass that savings on to us. I recently ordered the most delicious and fun-to-wear black flare-bottom pants, which feel really expensive with just the right amount of stretch and thickness with a midsection cut that adds a little design extra. And since the wool cashmere sweater I also ordered didn't break the bank, I'm now eyeballing one of their wool coats. Again, the design is just so classic, and the clothes are made with the kind of quality fabric that's built to last at half the price of a designer label. So keep it classic and cozy this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/criminal mischief for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/criminal mischief to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/criminal mischief.
The number one selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Whoa! That was a bop! Ooh, let's keep the party going with a claptrap public domain serenade! Happy birthday to you! Let's all loot and shoot! Ba-ba-doo-doo, Borderlands 4! Well, that kind of fell apart toward the end. But you get the idea. Borderlands 4 is out now! Buy it! Buy it, buy it, buy it!
Rated M for mature.
This is Marshawn Lynch. On Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the action this football season. With Prize Picks, it's good to be right. With millions of members and billions of dollars awarded and winnings, Prize Picks is the best place to put your takes to the test. The app is really simple to use and available in 40-plus states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Just pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you can cash in. With simple stats and fan-friendly policies, Prize Picks is the best place to make your picks. Most importantly, they don't play about your paper. All transactions on the apps are fast, safe, and secure.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code SPOTIFY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code SPOTIFY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Yeah, like they got the brainchild from when some of the prisoners of war from Vietnam came back, and they had been completely turned through mind control. And, you know, they wanted in on some of that action, and that's what, but it's an unreal Like, I'm surprised they haven't done any movies about MK Ultra.
Well, there's been different versions of the Manchurian Candidate that have come out, and um, the movie
Yeah,
Salt
but
with Angelina Jolie pretty overtly trespassed into the world of MK Ultra, where she didn't know that she was this badass agent. She just thought she was a data analyst, and then she hears the phrase and gets triggered and is all of a sudden this super spy. So
I mean, it's like the Bourne Identity, that whole series, but like I don't think that I'm talking about like one that specifically talks about all of the intricacies of this.
Yeah, there are some good.
Program.
There are some you can do a YouTube deep dive and find some documentaries about MK Ultra that are great.
Okay, so you've seen them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. So
yeah. But so anyway, the interview.
Yeah.
How'd you find her?
We met through LinkedIn, if I recall.
Cool.
And she, it's interesting, her background of being a forensic psychiatrist and a private investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of an interesting mashup, but I thought that her insights were interesting into these cases and giving, because like with a story like this or an investigation like this, there's just so many unknown questions, and then there's no, even when we get the answers, it won't explain anything. It's just such a tragedy.
But that's my issue. There's some explanation. There's a reason that he did it. There's a reason. Allegedly, I mean, we don't know, but we do know, right? DNA, the bloody handprints, all that, like DNA on the zip tie, like he did it. He fucking did it. But there's a reason. There's something, there. And
no, I know, but going back to what the sheriff said, it doesn't matter what the reason is. There's no reason.
There's no right. There's no justification, of course.
There's no justification.
But I'm saying, like, wouldn't you want to know, like, sit him down, and if you could do the Wonder Woman lasso and make him tell the truth, like why did you do it? Right? Even if the lasso was so magical that he could say, "Oh, it's because I've had a mental break from PTSD, and I thought that was the right decision in the moment because my mind is broken." Okay, like even if that's the reason, or if it's, who knows, if it's like because I hate my ex. And I was faking through the whole civil divorce, right? When I wanted to kill everybody, and that's the best way I knew how to hurt her. Like whatever I would just want to know what the. Can we see? Can everybody see about getting a Wonder Woman lasso.
I have a Wonder Woman Halloween costume. I was Wonder Woman a couple of years ago. How's that?
Did it come with a lasso that made you tell the truth if you were tied up in it?
You know what? You're setting me up, because if I say yes, you're going to be like, okay, Carolyn's into woo-woo.
We all know that Carolyn's into woo-woo, but I'm just wondering.
No, I'm not. I'm not into woo-woo. I don't know why you have to say that.
Okay.
You're the one that has the lucky rabbit, not me.
I did a play once. Written by Steve Martin called Picasso at the Le Pan Agile. The Le Pan Agile means the Agile Rabbit. It's a bar in a cafe in Paris, and it's a fictionalized meeting if Picasso and Einstein met up in a cafe and just talked about stuff. And it was,
so who did Steve Martin play?
Steve Martin played, there's like a shyster guy that comes in like halfway through, and like a traveling salesman type of person who's the comic relief. And then there's a supernatural element where they summon Elvis Presley at the end. It's like anyway, it's a farce.
Wait a second. I should ask what you played.
I played Picasso. Yeah. I played Picasso. So it's a farce. It's a romp. Steve Martin wrote it. It's a farce.
I understand. I get it. I get it.
Really funny.
I get it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start calling you Picasso.
It's a great show. It was a lot of fun. Actually, that's the last play I did because my wife was pregnant with my oldest at the time. And she's like, "Hey, I know you like doing plays, but you got to knock that shit off because things are about to get serious." So I said, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah. So I missed being on stage. It was a lot of fun, but I like.
Hey, you were on stage at CrimeCon.
That's true. I was so nervous.
You were.
I was so nervous.
You did such a good job, but I know you didn't believe me.
Very nervous.
Perfect.
But all right. So anyway, let's wrap this up.
It's wrapped.
Horrifying
it's
episode. I hope they catch the guy, and I hope until they catch him that he's suffering. But again, listen, you handle these really difficult stories really well, and you tell them in a respectful way and in a way that keeps people interested. So well done there. And obviously, it's something personal when I say I hate these stories. It's just because of the subject matter, right? But they're handled very professionally and very well done. So. Great job.
Believe me, I know. I cringe when I press send. I'm like, I know he's going to want to throw acid in my eye. But
also, not you. But and a great and informative interview. So well done all the way around. So Nation, if you like the interview and if you like the episode, please share it with a friend and make sure you're following the show. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, rate and review. All of it helps. Email us at info@evocreative.com if you have any ideas for stories. If you have a story of your own that you'd like to tell, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And Carolyn, you want to add anything?
Nope. We'll see you next week.
Until next time, everybody, stay safe out there.
Bye.
From Pie in the Sky Media, Criminal Mischief is an EVO production, recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself. Music by Soundstripe. For EVO Creative, I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.